Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. First, I would like to thank the Hellenic Management Association Macedonia branch for giving me this opportunity to speak at this Congress. Greece is no strange country to me or to any Chinese. We all know that Greece is one of the cradles of the human civilization, and it is certainly the cradle of the European civilization. In the world history book of the Chinese schools, many chapters were dedicated to the ancient Greek history. From the young age, we learned to admire the splendor and excellence of the ancient Greek people achieved in many fields such as philosophy, architecture, literature, and arts, as well as political ideal. Needless to say that the Greek culture is not only one of the fundamental pillars of the European culture and values, but also a very important pillar of the culture and values of many other countries in the world. It has left a great impact in the course of development of human beings. To me personally, Greece came into my life at a very early age. Apart from the history books, Greek letters were often seen in our physics and mathematics lessons, which represent different numerical values. In early 1980s, I got hold of a book which is translated the Chinese version of Greek mythology. I was deeply absorbed by the stories and the beautiful pictures in the book. Just remember, at that time, China just got out of the disastrous Cultural Revolution in a few years before, and such books were rare, and I was in my age of adolescence. The Greek mythology, and later Greek, and in a broader sense, the Western arts and literature, influenced my aesthetic judgment in a significant way. I never dreamed that one day I can live and work for real in a country that seemed so impossible to approach and see the Acropolis, Olympia ruins, and those beautiful islands with my own eyes. Like China, Greece also has a long history and tradition that makes us closer. Western and Eastern culture and philosophy developed in ancient Greece and in China in parallel. Plato and Confucius lived in the same era, and they devoted their great thoughts to this planet and its people. Such a long history and tradition, together with a contribution to the world's civilization, can only be compared among the few, and these are shared by our two countries. The two peoples can understand each other easier and better. We may be far apart geographically, but we are close in each other's mind and hearts. China views Greece as a great friend. Since the establishment of the diplomatic relations between our two countries in 1972, bilateral political, economic, culture, and cultural ties have been continuously strengthened. In 2006, the two countries formed a comprehensive strategic partnership. We and our mutual political trust have been further deepened, and our practical cooperation in various fields further consolidated. The Greek government and people have always given China strong support in the major issues relating the fundamental interests of China. It is especially worth mentioning that Greece provided the most valuable support to China when Beijing was hosting Olympic Games in 2008 by firmly standing behind us, while loud noises were heard from other parts of the world. Again, earlier this year, Greece helped us to evacuate more than 13,000 Chinese citizens from Libya through Greek territory in emergency situation. In that process, Greek government and people showed unreserved kindness and warmth towards Chinese people, and we were able to complete such a mission impossible in only 12 days. This is something the Chinese people will always remember. There's a solid foundation for the trade and economic cooperation between China and Greece to flourish. Our bilateral trade has been increasing over past years, except 2009 when the Greek economy was first hit by the debt crisis. Last year, the two-way trade increased by 18% to over $4.3 billion. In the first half of this year, two-way trade reached $1.9 billion, which is 13% less than the same period last year. However, it is worth noting that while Chinese export to Greece dropped by 16.5%, Greek export to China rose by 61.3%, higher than the growth rate of the overall Greek export, which stood at 46.3%. Among the Greek products exported to China, the Greek extra olive oil export rose by 84%, wine export rose by 530%, mineral export rose by 339%. The trade balance between the two countries has been improved, although total Greek export to China is small, but we can see there's great potential for future expansion. Greece is facing difficulties. As a friend, we want to help in our best abilities. Chinese government and leaders repeatedly expressed their confidence in Greece and Greek people in overcoming the current difficulties and get back on their feet. During the visit of Chinese Premier Wen Jiabao to Greece last year, Chinese government also made concrete commitment to support Greece's efforts. The measures include actively getting involved in purchasing the newly reissued Greek state bond, dispatching trade and investment delegation to Greece, pledging to double the bilateral trade within 5 years to $8 billion, encouraging Chinese enterprises to invest in Greek projects, establishing a $5 billion shipbuilding fund in order to boost shipping cooperation between the two countries, supporting Chinese company COSCO to build the harbor number 2 and 3 of Piraeus Port into world-class terminals, resuming direct air flight in order to strengthen bilateral tourism cooperation. I can report to you that all these measures have been realized or are being realized. We have organized 2 trade missions to Greece. The shipbuilding fund has been put in operation. COSCO is investing hundreds of millions of euros constructing port facility. Air China has been flying Beijing-Athens via Munich since May this year. And the protocol on tourism cooperation, agreement on simplification of visa application, and the MOU on infrastructure and manufacturing industry cooperation have been signed between the two countries. As the result of a mutual effort in tourism cooperation, the number of Chinese tourists directly coming to Greece rose by 61.7% in the first 8 months of this year. It is our belief that economic cooperation between China and other countries should benefit all parties involved, not just the unilateral gain for one party. The Chinese government encourages capable Chinese enterprises to go global, to extend their business and investment in other countries. China is not only a major exporter in the world market, it is also a major importer. Chinese market demand played an important role in the economic recovery of many countries, including some Western countries. This year, China will import $1.7 trillion worth of goods, And in the coming 5 years, we will import a total of $10 trillion of foreign goods. All these open numerous opportunities for Greece and the world. We believe Greek people are no different from other peoples. This point I agree with Mrs. Kay. Greek people are intelligent, hardworking, confident, innovative, and full of entrepreneurship, just like Chinese, Americans, or other Europeans. Given the right policy and management, they can be very much efficient and productive. We can see the successful example in Costco's PCT project. We can also see it in many Greek private enterprises. The Greek government is implementing serious reform measures in order to improve business environment and government management, which is in the best interest of Greece. We firmly believe that with outstanding human resource and the country's natural endowment, together with all necessary reform measures in place, and with the help of European Union and international communities, Greece will get out of crisis eventually and resume growth and development. Furthermore, the country can draw lessons and experience from its rich and long history, and there's enough wisdom to unite Greek people and to guide them weather through the stormy water. Because of this, we see a lot of opportunities in this country where we can have mutually beneficial cooperation. As Mr. Jia Qinglin, a member of the Chinese leadership who visited Greece 3 weeks ago, proposed, we should spend more effort in promoting our activities in those promising fields of shipping and shipbuilding, goods trade, tourism, and renewable energy. Our future work will be concentrating on these sectors, and we will work together with Greek government and enterprises to realize these goals. My office will be very happy to act as a bridge between Chinese and Greek businesses, including businesses in North Greece. We believe under the current new situation, if the two sides can treat the bilateral economic and trade cooperation from a strategic point of view, fully explore each other's advantages, and further strengthening our practical cooperation, we will surely create a better future for the China-Greece friendly relations. Finally, I wish this Congress a great success. Thank you for your attention.